Lucky Christmas is one of those films where there's a character who gets themselves into such a sticky, tangled situation that I was desperate to find out what would happen. This was released in 2011. It's directed by Gary Yates and written by Sheri Davenport and Harry Weiner, and it stars Elizabeth Berkley as single mother Holly. And she and her son Max, played by Mitchell Kummen, are not exactly living a very luxurious lifestyle, to put it mildly. They don't have a lot of money. Max is looking for a father figure. He keeps thinking his father is going to come back. They both live in a pretty sorrowful situation. But then they meet Mike, played by Jason Gray-Stanford, and we know something about Mike that Holly doesn't know. Because Mike kind of accidentally stole her car, and he didn't do it on purpose. I won't explain the context surrounding it. It makes sense when you see the film, and it turns out that the car contained a winning $1 million lottery ticket. This was, of course, Holly and Max's ticket out of this depressive situation, and somebody stole her car with a ticket in it. And the plan that Mike had, because he couldn't cash in this ticket because it's all over the news that this was stolen, so he plans to get close to her and somehow get the ticket back to her and then take some money as a reward. And to be honest, that sounds vague, and the plan was vague. And it was very unclear how they'd go about it, if it could ever possibly work, or indeed how Holly would respond to any of this if she found out what was going on. And I had no idea where this was going, how it was developed, what was going to happen with the narrative and to Mike. And honestly, I was desperate to find out. And it really kept me engaged right throughout it because it's completely unpredictable. And I do think it's a very well written, well developed, well paced narrative that I found to be so compelling. To be honest, not that much happens. It's not the most eventful narrative, but at the same time, I was hooked. I absolutely had to find out what would happen. So it's quite slow in some parts, but that desperation was enough to keep me engaged. And the characters are quite likable, which is, I guess, kind of irritating because Mike is a really likable character. Should we like somebody who's put Holly in this situation? Obviously, the answer there is that it's not quite as straightforward as yes or no. And I found the character, at least, to be really interesting. And Holly and Max were both really likable. And I had a lot of fun with it. It's not the most festive. There's a decent amount of Christmas in it that we can call it a Christmas film. It's not one of those ones that puts Christmas in the title and there's maybe one Christmas scene. It's a little bit more than that, but it isn't full of the festive season. So if you're looking for a film to put you in the Christmas spirit, there might be better options. But if you're looking for a very gripping, compelling, very unpredictable narrative with some interesting characters and decent performances, then I'd say Lucky Christmas is definitely one that's worth watching.